So a lot of you guys told me that women lately have changed a lot. They are becoming way more aggressive, or they are becoming way more stifled, or they are becoming way more entitled, like the world owes them something, you know? And I totally understand your point of view and the place you're coming from. And what you need to understand, and this is gonna hurt a bit, but the problem is men, once again. The problem is we have become so weak, and because we are weak as men, don't forget, we are creators of this world, and as a guy there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulder, there's a lot of power as well, and you are creating the world of tomorrow. And because we are so weak that we beg on women to talk to us, we always think and look for answers to how to conquer them, how to pick up them, and all that stuff. Because we are always running after their asses, well, guess what? Because we are running, we are weak. And when they get this validation and they're like, oh, I have a lot of guys after my ass and everything I post is so amazing. I can actually post a photo with my toenail, you know, my nails, and all the guys will be like, oh, that's amazing, blah, blah, blah. Because you're so desperate, because you're trying so hard, because you're putting her on a pedestal, and because that's how most men behave today, well, obviously if women become entitled, they feel like they deserve everything in this world. Obviously the law is on their side. A lot of things are against men. So we need to understand this. We need to understand that we are the main factor, that we allowed this and we created this. So things weren't like this before because we didn't have internet. So women would get validated at work or in their family, you know, would be 2-3 guys from their neighbors or their friends that would validate her. But when you got the internet, and when 1,000 guys can actually enter and validate you in a single day, well, that becomes a virus. That becomes your ego is inflated, it's exploding through the roof, and that becomes a problem. So what do you need to do right now to correct this? Because it all depends on you. And what you need to understand, your actions will affect me, will affect your friends, will affect every single guy on this planet. Let me repeat that. Your actions will affect every single guy on this planet. Your inaction also will affect every single guy on this planet. So for example, if you do not approach women, what can they do? They will obviously talk, you know, amongst them as women. They will be like, well, guys are not approaching anymore. I don't know how to meet someone. I feel like I have issues because guys don't approach me. I mean, I wear makeup, I dress myself sexy, I'm trying to sell my image, but he's not approaching me, so I must have issues. And what do you think is gonna happen? If you don't approach them, they will actually go and become gay. They will become lesbos. They will date each other because men do not approach them. So they will understand that they have issues. They will connect emotionally between them. They will obviously develop insecurities and they will be full of rage and angry at the edges of men, and obviously they will consume each other and connect each other through that specific pain or trauma. Okay, so by you not approaching women, you are developing trauma inside of them, and you are building all this resentment and pain. So that's not a good idea. You must approach women. If you can't do it, of course, you can be lazy, you can be retarded, you can always talk about how life is nasty and blah, 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 and just try to see yourself, try to see your excuses, try to see how pathetic that becomes. And you need to understand that if you do not do anything in getting help, your life is not going to change. This is what people don't understand. Life is not going to change by itself. Same actions lead to the same responses, to the same outcomes. You need to change something. Of course, you're going to tell me, well, I tried everything and it doesn't work and blah, blah, blah. So what is the alternative? Ask yourself, what the fuck is the alternative? What are you supposed to do? If something doesn't work, what the fuck are you supposed to do? If not, look for a solution. If not, look to try 10,000 times until it works. You might fail 9,999, but the 10,000th time, it will fucking work. Become solution-oriented and love yourself. Care about yourself. Care about your fucking life and the women of this planet, because they depend on us. Because we are becoming so weak, that is the reason why women are so weak right now. That is the reason why kids are so weak right now. And that is the reason why system, it's basically taking a piss on us like this. That is the main reason, okay? So another issue I want to address over here, that if you're approaching that woman and running after her and you're putting her on a pedestal, well, that's exactly what she's gonna expect from me and your friends for whatever man is approaching on this world. If she's being an asshole with you, if she's like shit testing you, if she is maybe insulting you, and you do not say anything about this, your inaction in this case will affect me, your friends, and the men of this planet. If, for example, you set up a date, you've talked about this date 3 days ago, you come to the specific specific date and the girl is late 15 minutes, you gotta tax that behavior. You gotta punish that behavior because you're a high value guy. Your time is very important for you. You do appreciate it and you have self-esteem. So when she comes, so first of all, those 15 minutes, you're not gonna wait like a loser looking at the stars. I hope she's coming. No, you're gonna approach women. It's better and safe for you to assume that she's not coming. So approach women, open yourself to options because this one most probably is not coming. Now, if she does appear, if she does come to the date, she is late 15 minutes. You need to make her pay for it. So you're gonna tell her that first of all is disrespectful. You have a value for punctuality. For a person that when we talked about at 12 o'clock we're going to see each other over there, I expect you to be at 12 o'clock point over there. Because this is a fucking thing that you have been taught in primary school, in kindergarten. You have been taught about punctuality. It's a basic value. If you don't have that, then to me you're a piece of shit, basically. I cannot respect that. So obviously you're going to pay for it. And how you're going to pay for it? You're going to pay for the bill. Because if not, I'm going to leave. So you got to tax that. So let's just say a lot of women will be very arrogant and cocky and they will shit test. They will test to see if you really do that. Why do they do that? Understand why they test you? Because deep down they think you're a fucking loser. They think you must be a beta chode like the guys that she has on those fucking DMs on Instagram that will write to her whatever, that she can spit them in the mouth and they will still write them. So what you want to do, you're going to tell her, listen darling, have a fucking seat, and because you're late 15 minutes, first of all, this thing doesn't happen ever again. Second of all, if you're not gonna pay for the bill, I'm just gonna leave. And now when she's laughing and testing you, you're just gonna be like, was a pleasure, nice to meet you, and you leave. Trust me when I say 100% times, she will call you after 2 or 3 days, she will apologize for it, okay? But guess what? Nice guys, people pleasers, guys with low self-esteem, they're not gonna do this because they are afraid of losing that attention. 1 woman out of 1,000 women will actually talk to the nice guy or to the people pleaser once a week, and he's like, he doesn't want to lose the attention. So because he's coming from this scarcity place, he will obsess about her. Whatever she does is perfect. So you cannot behave like that because you're a weak guy, and look at what you created right now, a weak fucking society. So what is the answer to this? The answer is you need to develop some principles, some standards. You need to start conditioning girls. I always have a condition for a girl. She gotta win me as I'm the prize, not her. So you gotta change your perspective and you gotta act upon that. You gotta stand firmly for that perception about yourself, for your values, for your self-esteem, for the things that you accept and things that you don't. You have to impose yourself. Very specific. You gotta be straight to the point. You gotta be directly, and you don't allow simply anything to happen, okay? So that's how you raise your self-esteem like a skyscraper in Dubai, as I like to call this video. That's how you become a real man. And don't feel ashamed if you didn't know this, because I can totally understand. I didn't have a father by my side, so obviously I didn't know that myself. So that is actually the reason why this society is very fucked up. A lot of us, we are the kids of parents that didn't even want us. Think about it. There were society conditions, and the conditions were like, you need to marry, you need to get money, blah, 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 blah. So basically what they did is because they were conditioned, not because they really needed or felt it to do. So you would have a kid just because your mother wants you to, just because society wants you to, not because you really want a kid. And so because of that, we have a lot of parents that were already traumatized. They gave us the traumas because they were feeling so terrible when they were in their alone time. Obviously they got a divorce, because if you don't feel great about yourself, you feel like you're living a hell, you're living like shit, and obviously you're gonna project that hell and shit to your partner. So obviously you will divorce, you know? So this is basically why we are so fucked up today. These are the things that we need to work with. So on EuropeanSocialDynamics.com, you will find a course that will teach you in a very beautiful way. It's structured, video on the video on the video, on you how to unleash your potential, become free, understand your emotions, process them, understand yourself, get to know yourself better, and then you will understand how to naturally bring your charisma, your self-esteem, your confidence. Everything is already inside of you. You just need to identify the blockage and just remove. Imagine like you're having a boulder over here, and if you remove it, your charisma, your flow, your approaching women, your pickup skill, You already have them. People, yeah, can teach you some things, but you already have those inside of you. You should already have success right now by yourself, and then you come to mentoring just because you want to become better. But you should already live at least 80% of what means to a successful life to you. So identify the blockage. This course will help you unleash your potential. I cannot wait for you to unleash your potential, actually. See you next time.